share this story, I would like to offer some insight into how it was created. In our class, we've explored vampires not just as creatures of horror, but as cultural mirrors, symbols that embody fears about otherness, death, sexuality, rebellion, and immortality. I wanted to write a vampire story that didn't begin in a grave or a castle, but in heaven. This project draws on biblical references such as Isaiah and the Revelations, Lilith mythology, and Eastern European vampire legends, particularly the Strigoi. It imagines vampirism not as an accident or infection, but as a divine consequence, a punishment for spiritual rebellion. Lucifer, in this story, is not only the first to fall from grace, but the first to thirst for what he has lost. He becomes the first vampire, and from him and Lilith, the vampire bloodline spreads. This story also explores themes of exile, corruption, addiction, and identity. Vampires here aren't just monsters, they are what becomes the divine when they are cast out, broken, and unable to return. In a way, they reflect the human condition, a longing for purpose, our fear of death, and our struggle with power, shame, desire. In the beginning, there was only darkness. God commanded, "Let there be light," and so it was, pure and eternal. It flowed from the throne of the Almighty, illuminating every corner of the heavens. Among the angels, one burned brighter, more beautiful than all the others. His name was Lucifer, the morning star. He was the bearer of light, the voice of harmony, the greatest of all God's beings. But with beauty came awareness, and with awareness, Lucifer questioned, why must all will bend to one? Lucifer was not arrogant at first. He was curious. He wandered among galaxies and saw creation take form. He asked questions, fascinated by the universe created by his Father, the one true God. He dreamed of creating like he did, but was forbidden to shape, only to serve. This denial cut deep. He confided in another angel, Seraphiel, a dear companion who guarded the throne of God. Why are we gifted with flame if not to burn? Lucifer asked. Seraphiel warned him, do not toy with the tools of the Almighty. But he could not understand the growing pain inside Lucifer, the ache of restrained potential. Lucifer watched the light and wondered, what if it could be his? What if he, too, could create, could command? The thought festered, becoming hunger, and in time his pride took control, and hunger became rebellion. Lucifer did not raise armies. He rose his hand to the source itself. He drank, and he drank, and he drank. Not wine nor water. He reached into the eternal, into the essence of divinity, and consumed. The heavens trembled, the throne cracked, the sky grew dark. There was a quake and the ground collapsed from beneath him. Lucifer fell. Not burned, not broken, but cursed. Where he once glowed, God's most beautiful angel. Now his veins ached. Where he once sang his heavenly voice, he now thirsted. The light he felt unburdened to bear turned to a dark bloodlust. As Lucifer plummeted through the veil between heaven and earth, like a comet bursting through the sky, another watched from the shadows. Lilith, once a goddess of the old order, now silenced by the rise of the one god. She had fled Eden long before Eve ever drew breath, refusing to kneel, refusing to serve. She walked the barren plains, the forgotten plains. She had witnessed Lucifer fall, and then fall. Lilith was not drawn to power, but she was drawn to pain. In Lucifer, she saw her own exile mirror. She found him in the wilderness, a crater of light turned to ash. At first he tried to drive her away. Lucifer, cast out by his father and betrayed by his own greed, did not trust easily anymore. But Lilith stayed. She sang to him old songs from before Eden, songs that stirred long forgotten feelings, even his cursed blood was warm. Over time they became bound, not by desire, but by the wounds they shared. Him banished, broken. Her defiant, exile. Two forsaken flames on an unholy night. She drank from him. The curse passed between them, twisting her beauty into seduction, her voice into a song of hunger. From their blood and fury came children, not born of womb, but raised from the corpses of sinners, rebels, the first man. The children of Lilith walked the earth in darkness. They fed on blood, not for pleasure, but for need. Every drop was a memory of the light they could no longer reach. Among them was Asher, the firstborn son. He tried to build a kingdom beneath the sands, a city of night where the curse could live there without shame. Gomorrah. He dreamed of redemption. The hunger proved stronger than any law. His people, sinners, turned on each other. His city burned. Asher fled into myth. Others, like Nyla, the pale-eyed priestess, embraced the curse. She whispered to tyrants, drank from prophets, and sowed chaos in the name of Lilith. Her beauty toppled empires and ruined nations. The mortals called them Strigoi, Nosferatu, Lamia. They feared them, hunted them, buried them face down with stones in their mouths. But they always returned. Each lineage bore a mark, the wrath of angels, the seduction of Lilith, the sorrow of the fall. Some hid in crypts, others ruled empires from behind veils. All were cursed. Time passed, and the world forgot. Myths became stories. Stories became jokes. But they never left. I am the last son of Lilith, the final echo of the first betrayal. My name was once Calum. I was born beneath a dying star. My creator, Nyla, sought to make a new kind of vampire, one who could walk between both the night and day worlds. But I was a failure. I did not feed. I did not obey. I fled. For centuries I wandered. I studied ancient texts, hid in ruined cathedrals, and fed only when my thirst broke my reason. I have not dined in 300 years. My body is withering. My mind is sharp. I write now because it is all that remains. My words are my blood. My ink, the last offering I can make. I remember the heavens. I remember the song. I remember what it was to feel the light on my face, not as pain, but as hope. We were not always monsters. We were angels. We were gods. We were beloved. And now we are forgotten. My thirst will end soon. I will burn away into ash and memory. But remember this: the vampire is not a beast of the night. He is the echo of a lost love, of a light devoured. He is what remains when even heaven casts you out. We do not thirst for blood. We thirst for what we once were.